how to think in English and stop translating in your head. This is the target of today's video. Are you ready to gain fluency and to start thinking in your head from translating, not from translating, but exact thinking in English? Yes, you are ready. So, because it's in our schools, it is taught to translate from native language to English. At the beginning level, it's okay, but at advanced level, when you are at the position to think in English, it's totally wrong concept. And you have developed this habit. So it's an urgent need to break this habit to gain fluency and to think in English. Are you ready to think in English? Yes, you are ready. So I am going to share smart tips and strategies to think in English. First strategy which I am going to teach here is that create great English moments. Create English moments. How to create English moments? This is the very great concept and good concept, that create English moments. Someone says that surround yourself with English. No, create English moments. And you can create English moments by listen passively the movies, English movies, podcast, English news, anything in which you are interested. Number second, repeat the words and the phrases you hear or see. Repeat the phrases you see, because listen passively reduces the stress. And number second, when you repeat the phrases or the words, they are reinforced in your mind. So it's the best activity to repeat the words which you hear in the movies, in the podcast, in the news, or whatever you listen or the hear or see in the movies. So this is the best activity to create English moments, because when you create English moments, you are in the position to think in English. This is the best and the first step, because if you are not living in an English country, it's not necessary. But if you are living in an English country, it's great. But if you are not living in an English country, then you have to develop this habit to create English moments. And you have to create this. And to create this, you have to have fun and enjoyment rather than study time. Don't take them as study time. These English moments are for your fun, for your activity, and for your ability to listen passively, to repeat the words and the phrases you see or the hear. Number second point which I am going to share with you is that only use the words you know already. Yes, this is a great point to think in English and to gain fluency, because our goal is to gain fluency and our goal is to think in English. Sometimes when students want to express their ideas, their opinions, their thoughts, and they lack vocabulary, they either go to the dictionary and look up at the dictionary, and sometimes they go to someone to translate them. It's okay at the present level, but when it is the matter of thinking in English, it's not working. You have to use the words which you already know. Then you can say that, ma'am, then our language will be simple. Believe me, your language will be simple, but you will be interested and you will be impressive, because there are no distractions, there are no pauses, and you are fluent in your thinking, you are fluent in your conversation. You can do this by two methods. What? Find the way, round way. You can paraphrase your thought into English. And second way is that let the idea say something else, because your goal is to think in English, not to convey the exact idea. At first level, you have to just let the idea say something else. Number 3 point is that start small and build up. Start small and build up. This is the greatest theory because it's very hectic at the beginning to think in English all the time. So this is the best activity to start with the small and then build up. Watch this picture and visualize what this says. For example, if I look at the picture, the words will come to me as yoga, plants, t-shirt, lights, mat. Comment me in the comment section which words occur to your mind, come to your mind while watching this picture. Now, this is the simple but great activity. Do this as your habit. You can develop as words, collocations, paraphrase, and chunks. What is meant by collocations? Collocations is joining of two words. First, you have to utter the words. Then come to the collocations. For example, watch this picture again. And now join two words like yoga mat, blue t-shirt, bright lights, indoor plants. And now come to paraphrase. Paraphrase, again look at the picture and watch and then think in English. For example, there's a yoga mat. She is wearing a blue t-shirt. Those indoor plants are nice. So this is the way to think in English and then build up. This is the greatest strategy to think the things which you see in the picture. Then number 4 point is that talk to yourself. Because our goal is not to build up the vocabulary, but our goal is to gain fluency and to think in English. So, talk to yourself. A Russian scientist said that little snippet, small pieces of language, music. Hear that and then talk to yourself. You can talk to anyone on any of the topics. For example, you can talk about the day, you can plan for the day in English, you can review the day, how it passed. So then write in English, because active skill is writing in English that can help you to think in English. Start with small and then build up. For example, you can write a shopping list. You can leave messages to your family members in English, write a diary. All these things are creating moments of English that are helpful for you to think in English. You can write a diary, leave moments, leave messages for your family. You can write down shopping list. These small things can give you an idea to think in English. Then practice with others. Only when you do something can you know it works, because you have done a lot. You have talked to yourself, you have created English moments, you have written in English, you have thought in English, but all these things can work only when you practice with others. You can practice with your teacher, you can practice with other students to judge where are your mistakes and where are your weak points on which you can work. Only then you can improve your English. The last point is that monolingual. Be monolingual. This is the greatest point of today's theory. To think in English, because you only use one language dictionary. It's a game changer. And it's tiring, because at beginning level you look up the dictionary of bilingual from your native language to English, but you have to use only monolingual dictionary that is meant to use the dictionary only in English, that will help you to think in English, to gain fluency and to gain vocabulary, to gain words which is appropriate for your thinking process. Hope you have understood all these picture, and all this picture will be clear to you how to think in English, because thinking in English requires great English moments. Talk to yourself, written practice in English using the monolingual dictionary, practice with others, and all these points will be helpful to think in English. Let me know which point you are using by yourself and which point has benefited you a lot. Thank you so much. Have a nice day.